All right, so here we are at our true first wet lab. Let's see how this goes. The first one that we're going to do is called aseptic technique. It's not that complicated. Um, Effectively, what we're trying to do here is tissue aseptic transfer. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hydrate your E. coli. Okay, I've got a vial of it here. Yes, I'm ungloved, but that's because I have not opened the container yet. This is lyophilized. We're going to rehydrate this thing using some TSA media, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to do some liquid transfer and some solid transfer. And the end goal here is to do two things. One is to make sure that you successfully transfer the bacteria. How do we measure this? Well, we measure it by looking at the turbidity in the liquid media. In other words, how foggy it gets, how dense it gets. Okay, and we also look at colony formation on the petri dish. Okay, now under aseptic technique, the petri dish is really going to be the one that makes you or breaks you. And the reason for this is because each different type of bacteria has a different colony morphology. In other words, they look different on solid media, like the plate that you're going to use. So if you end up with colonies on the plate and they all have the exact same color, shape, elevation, etc., then you know it's all E. coli. However, if you look at your petri dish and there's some yellow colonies growing or some white colonies growing or some fungi growing in there, then evidently you did not use proper aseptic technique. Okay, so that's why you're going to do this. You're going to inoculate both the liquid media and the solid media. You're going to take pictures of it at various intervals. And again, what we're trying to see is whether or not that petri dish ends up with only one type of colony. If you did, then you're successful in good aseptic technique. If not, then not so much. Okay. So what do we need? We need to hydrate our E. coli. Okay. So what that means is that we're going to need the equipment for your lab for hydrating the E. coli, and that consists of obviously your micro-quick culture E. coli. Okay, that looks something like this. You're also going to need the tryptic soy agar broth. It should say TSA broth on it, and it's a liquid. Okay. You're going to need a nutrient agar plate. So it's going to be a plate that has a gel in it, and it says nutrient agar on it. Okay. So you're also going to need the nutrient broth. So it's going to be another tube full of liquid, but instead of saying tryptic soy agar on it, it says nutrient broth. What else do we need? We're going to need the materials for you to manipulate this. So you're going to have to take out your test tube rack. Okay. You're going to need to take out your little Bunsen burner. I'm going to use the same Bunsen burner that you guys use to see if there's any problems with it. It looks like that. It's a cute little thing. It looks like that, full of alcohol. Okay. You're going to need your inoculation loops, which are yellow in color. They look like that. Your wax pencil, so you can record the name of the organism on your petri dish. Let's see. What other goodies do you need? That's about the gist of it. Okay. So we're going to pause here. I hope we're going to pause. Okay. So here we are. We're going to start by reactivating our E. coli. Okay. Now, to recap, we need our E. coli. Let's see if we can see that. Coli. That didn't work as good as well as I wanted. You're going to need your tryptic soy agar. Okay, so you're going to have a tube of liquid that says TSA on it, tryptic soy agar. You're going to need a one of the pipettes. You're going to need your huge Bunsen burner. Okay. So if you want, you can turn your Bunsen burner on. This has a little plastic cap at the top, and you can just remove the plastic cap off like so, and then you can light it. Okay. Just like so. All right, so there's my Bunsen burner. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to aseptically transfer the tryptic soy agar onto my E. coli. Okay, so I'm going to go, I would go ahead and open this vial. Okay, and then I'll open my sheath pasteur pipette. Let's see if I can do this without causing a problem. Remember, you should have a vat with 70% isopropyl alcohol so you can get rid of everything that's infected as we go. And as you take this guy out, you'll see that it's graduated, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 ml, which for me is all the way to the top. Okay, you can see that it says 1 ml at the very top of it. And so the way that I do this, here, let's see if I can move things around here a little bit. The way I do this is I put this on the counter, and the author tells you to flame this, but they're very weird about how they tell you. This is what you do. Try this. With the back of your dominant hand, between these two fingers, try grabbing the cap of the test tube just like that. Once you've done that, go ahead and unscrew your test tube, and now you're going to flame it. Pass it over the flame 1, 2, 3 times. What that does is it kills anything that's on the lip of that test tube, and apparently puts a flame out also. Here, let me relight it. Okay, so back of the hand, 30-degree angle, 1, 2, 3. Once it's flamed, you can put your pasteur pipette in there, suck up 1 milliliter, up, 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 up. Once I hit 1 milliliter, what I'll do is I'll pull my pipette out and continue to suck up, and I'll make sure that what's in my pipette, this volume that's in my pipette right here, is 1 milliliter, okay? I'm gonna flame my tube at a 30-degree angle again, and I'm gonna recap it. There it is, recapped. Okay. I'm gonna put this in my lyophilized solution. Okay. I'm just simulating. I'm not doing it for real. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this into my 70% isopropyl alcohol. Okay, because it's got E. coli on it. Okay. We're going to let that milliliter sit in here for about 30 seconds. You can flick it a little bit or bounce it against your surface so it mixes well, okay, for 30 seconds. And then after 30 seconds, you're going to grab a pasteur pipette And you're going to take out the entire volume of E. coli. Okay, you're going to suck it up with your Pasteur pipette, and then you're going to grab your TSA tube, the same TSA that we're working with before. We're going to take the cap off. We're going to flame it 2 or 3 times at a 3-degree angle like that. And we're going to introduce our E. coli in there, the entire 1 ml. Flame it, 1, 2, 3, cap it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to let this stand for about a day, somewhere safe where nobody can get to it, outside of the sun, but around 37 degrees Celsius. What does that mean? Well, the core temperature of our body is 37 degrees Celsius. So effectively, you want it somewhere warm. Okay. After 1 day, this is going to turn very nice and turbid. And then we can proceed to the next step. Okay. So we're going to pause here for a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, so far what we have done is we have rehydrated the E. coli. Okay, so what do? We took 1 milliliter of TSA using a Pasteur pipette. We put it into the lyophilized container. We let it sit for 30 seconds. And then we sucked up the entire 1 milliliter and we put it back into that TSA. And we're going to let that TSA sit somewhere for an hour, or excuse me, not an hour, a day. At the end of the day, at the end of a day, this should turn nice and turbid. In other words, it should turn cloudy. Okay. Once that has happened, now we're going to start having fun, because now we get to do actual microbiology stuff. Okay. So your author does a really good job here. They do liquid to liquid, liquid to slant, and liquid to petri dish. So we're going to do all 3 of them. Let's take a look at this real quick. And change my camera here. Okay, so here I am. Now you can just see my hands. Okay, so here's my pretend culture of TSA that has turned turbid after a day of sitting in a warm area, safe away from the kids and away from the dog and away from the husband or the wife or whatever, somewhere where nobody can get a hold of it. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 transfers. We're going to transfer into nutrient agar, which is a liquid, nutrient agar. We're going to transfer it to a TSA slant. So a slant is, well, as the name implies, it's slanted and it's solid. And then we're going to transfer it to a petri dish that has nutrient agar on it. Okay? So let's do this. Okay? Be prepared to have your 70% isopropyl alcohol so you can disinfect everything that we're going to use. Okay? So you're going to take one of these inoculating loops. Okay, they're yellow. They have a little round area on them. Okay. And again, what you're going to do is you're going to take your TSA, your tryptic soy agar. Okay. As I showed you before, right between these 2 fingers of your dominant hand, just like that, nice and slow. Okay. We're going to go ahead and unscrew it. We're going to flame it, 30-degree angle. See that? We're going to flame it. 1, oops. And by flaming, I mean we're going to put the flame out. I got to adjust my wick. I think that's why my flame keeps on going out. Anyways, we're going to flame our 1, 2, 3. We're going to stick our sterile loop in there, like so. Make sure it's in the liquid. When you take it out, there should be a thin film of liquid on it. We're going to flame our 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, go ahead and cap it. Then we're going to grab our nutrient auger, which is another liquid. Back of the hand. We're going to unscrew it. We're going to flame it. There it goes. And then we're going to stick it in there. And we're going to rotate it like this. And when you rotate it, it allows the inoculum to go into the liquid media. Notice that I'm still holding my tube at a 30-degree angle. And take it out. See how I'm shaking the excess before I take it out? That's so that the E. coli doesn't drop on my counter, okay? Shake the excess, pull it out, flame it, 1, 2, 3, recap it. There it is. And that guy is done. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put in my 70% isopropyl alcohol. Okay, there it is. And now I'm going to do, so I did my liquid. Now I'm going to do my liquid to slant. Okay, liquid to slant. So I'm going to grab another inoculating loop. There it is. I'm going to grab my TSA. There's my TSA. And grab it with my dominant hand. Unscrew it. Flame it. 1, 2, 3. Put my loop in there. Okay. Take it out. I should see a thin film in there, and I do. I'm going to flame my tube. And I'm going to cap it. Okay. Now, I'm going to grab my slant. Here's my slant. And just as before, I'm going to take the cap off. And I'm going to flame it. And I'm going to put this guy all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. See that? Gently at the bottom. Once I'm at the bottom, I'm going to zigzag back and forth on top of the media, nice and gentle. I don't want to break the media. And then zigzag back and forth, up and down. Just like so. There we go. You can see where the zigzags are at. I'm going to flame it. 1, 2, 3. My fire is out. That's no surprise. It keeps on going out. This length is done. And there it is. This goes into 70% isopropyl alcohol. Boom. Okay. One last thing for this lab. Now we're going to do the Petri dish. Now, you have to be careful with the Petri dish. Notice that the gel is only on one side. We're going to inoculate the gel, not the lid, okay? I've had students inoculate the lid. You can, but nothing's going to happen. So let's not do that, okay? So, not surprisingly, this starts with yet another inoculating loop, okay? And not surprisingly, it starts out with our cryptic soy agar, okay? The guy that sat around for a day. And as before, we're going to go ahead and open it. 30-degree angle. We're going to flame it. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put our inoculating loop in there. Okay. And take it out. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to grab my Petri dish. Now, pay attention. This is important, okay? We're not going to take the lid off. We're only going to, if I push with my thumb, the lid comes up a little bit. Do you guys see that? So I'm holding a Petri dish, and I'm going to press with my thumb, and the lid comes up just a tiny bit. Now, with this finger, I'm going to grab the lid and raise it just a little bit more. And then I'm going to put this guy in here, because the lid protects all the garbage, protects the media from all the garbage in the air, And then we're going to go here. We're going to start here. And just gently, we're going to go woo, back and forth just like that. I felt really good. And turn it a little bit, 30 degrees, and I'm going to do the same thing a second time. Here, I'm going to show you from above so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So, thumb, finger, nichrome loop inside, and I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to gently move it across. I'm not pressing very hard. It should be sliding through just beautifully, okay? Thumb, finger, loop, start on this side, and then gently sway it back and forth. That feels real good, really nice and smooth. So I did that about 4 times. That's enough. This guy, 70% isopropyl alcohol. There he goes, okay? So what have we done? Well, we rehydrated our E. coli, we let it sit for a day, and then we did a liquid-to-liquid transfer to Nutrien Agar. We did a liquid-to-slant transfer, okay, to our TSA slant. And then we did a liquid to Petri dish. And now what you're going to do is you're going to let these guys sit in a nice warm area, okay? And you're going to take pictures at 1, 3, and 4 days, okay? And that's the first activity. That's all there is to it. I'll be right back.